Yes, I said it, but hear me out first. I'm not trying to tell you that Dark Knight is a bad movie, but I'm trying to tell you that we all remembered the success of Dark Knight so much that we forgot how great Batman Begins is. But we'll start from the start, so let's go. The Dark Knight trilogy is one of the most influential movie trilogies not only for superhero genre, but also filmmaking in general. It's the Godfather trilogy of Batman movies, where the first one is great, second one is phenomenal, and the third one, as well, is average, you can say. It has too many plot holes, that's for sure. It's definitely not the best Batman movie, and definitely not the best in trilogy. Average. Nevertheless, it's a trilogy that inspired filmmakers from all around the world to learn and start moving towards their passion for creating something meaningful, something of value, something to worth remember the experience for. And today I'm going to talk about the movie that started it all. Batman Begins. I'm sorry I'm not able to use any kind of music or scenes because I'm gonna get a copyright claim. But I'll make this video very entertaining, I promise. Or at least I'll try. Let's begin. After the failure of Batman and Robin, a lot of filmmakers wanted to make a Batman movie, and Warner Brothers were very keen on letting them develop that. But they were also cautious because Batman and Robin failed tremendously due to its goofy aspects. Although they were hesitant because they didn't know whether they were going to make a good film or not, or the most important thing, the audience will still be interested in Batman or not. Warner Brothers also tried to make a Batman movie, Batman Unchained with Joel Schumacher, but they ended up scrapping that, and they also rejected Joss Whedon's pitch for a new Batman movie. Production began in 2003 when Warner Brothers hired Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer. Christopher Nolan did this film because he rejected Troy, and he also wanted to make a big budget movie with a big studio. Nolan loved the character, but he did not know too much about Batman, and hence he needed a writer. And hence he hired David S. Goyer, who had experience writing movies like Blade. Nolan was aiming for a much darker and realistic tone compared to those of the Schumacher movies. They were goofy as fuck. I mean, nipple Batman? Anyway, the movie was going to be shot primarily using traditional stunts and minimal CGI, with practical action sequences shot in 35mm Panavision. This was also going to be Nolan's first major movie with a budget of over $100 million, $150 million to be exact. It was also going to be his first PG-13 movie, a decision which he said was extremely important because he wanted the film to appeal to a wide audience age range. He said he didn't want to exclude the 10 or 12-year-olds from the movie because as a kid, he would have loved to see a movie like this. Even Nolan agrees that Batman shouldn't be rated R, unlike some other film directors. Oh, and by the way, do you know that Nolan came on board this movie because he quit from Troy? Yeah, the same one with Brad Pitt, which was directed by Wolfgang Peterson after his Batman vs Superman movie was cancelled. Nolan was given Batman as a consolation prize. Wow. Anyway, Nolan and Goyer's intention was to reinvent the character while also staying true to its roots, the character's humanity, and what motivates him to do what he does. David S. Goyer wanted the audience to care for both Batman and Bruce Wayne, and also to create a story and the world that feels grounded. And hence, they wrote the screenplay in such way. Warner Brothers allowed Nolan and Goyer to take inspiration from wherever they wanted as long as they did not make the film R rated, which Nolan agreed to as mentioned earlier. He wanted 11-year-olds to see the movie. And so the screenplay of the movie took inspiration from comics like Batman Year One, Batman The Long Halloween, The Dark Victory, and The Man Who Falls, all of which were made by great writers and illustrators like Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, and Frank Miller. And that is why Jim Gordon was included in the movie, which was primarily inspired by Frank Miller's Batman Year One. Never before seen villains like Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow were taken, which is exactly why they did not appear in the 2005 Batman animated show. And since Nolan wanted the Gotham City to be recognizable, he shot the film in London, New York, and Chicago, which was considered a bold choice back then because at that time people have only seen Gotham City in Tim Burton's version and Joel Schumacher's version. They have never even thought that Gotham City could be represented in real life through real world cities. The Batcave was 250 meters long, 120 meters wide, and 40 feet high, was built on Shepperton Studios. Mentmore Tower, situated in Buckinghamshire, was chosen for Wayne Manor due to its Gothic architecture. Production designer Nathan Crowley made Gotham in such a way that it felt like a dark underbelly with crime infested alleys to show how much worse Gotham was before the arrival of Batman. This look and feel of Gotham was directly inspired by Frank Miller's Batman Year One, and this translation directly inspired Batman Arkham Asylum's atmosphere. So, wow, it's all connected. The production design was also inspired by Blade Runner. Nolan screened the movie for Wally Pfister to show the attitude and style of the film. Nolan also worked with Nathan Crowley to create the look of Gotham City to reflect two distinct areas, one with modern metropolitan architecture and another with dirty and crime infested slumish areas. The Tumbler, which is also called the Batmobile, was also built by Crowley by making new scale models from existing kits, which is just like the Lego method, taking pieces from one and making a new piece. It took 9 months to create and cost several $1 million. The Batsuit had to be realistic, and costume designer Lindy Hemming worked on it in such a way so that Christian Bale could move his head in the cowl. The previous actors like Michael Keaton, George Clooney, they couldn't do that. The suit was a neoprene undersuit with latex sections for mobility and durability, and it was also lightweight. The cape was created through a parachute nylon cloth that had electrostatic flocking, a process that was shared to them by British Ministry of Defense. The fighting style was created to be military inspired, grounded and realistic with minimal CGI, a departure from the campiness of previous iterations. The VFX of the movie was kept at minimum of around 600 shots, most of which were final touch-ups, and also Gotham skyline along with the train tracks running through the Wayne Towers. Damn, Warner Brothers had balls back then. But the most important thing about the film was the music. The music of the film was composed by legend Hans Zimmer. Zimmer asked Nolan if he could invite James Newton Howard as they always wanted to collaborate and felt that this Batman movie was their perfect chance. They planned to create a split personality theme that complemented both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Zimmer wanted to create a completely original score and not something done in earlier Batman movies, and that is why he chose orchestra and electronic music. A decision which paid off brilliantly. Truth be told, I like The Dark Knight. It has great performances, great cinematography, and great everything. But I love Batman Begins. I think and I feel that it's much better than The Dark Knight. I know a lot of people will not like that, but I can't lie to you. From the moment the movie begins, the movie pulls you in with its ordinary images, the ordinary cinematography where you suspect nothing. There is nothing extraordinary going on, and that is precisely the reason why you cannot take your eyes off from it. The feeling that you have seen this before, the feeling that you knew someone named Bruce Wayne. You feel like you knew him once in a distant memory. You feel that you know Bruce Wayne. You were friends with him, and hence you empathize with him. The cherry on top being Christian Bale's performance. The more praise you give Christian Bale's performance, the less you feel that you have said less. I hope I was able to explain what I said, but yeah, the more praise you give him, the less you feel like you have given him. He perfectly portrays Bruce Wayne and Batman with two distinctive personalities. One, an immature, edgy billionaire playboy, another, a genius, highly skilled, serious, and no nonsense vigilante. Every scene of this movie feels like a love letter to the legacy of the Dark Knight, to the legacy of Batman, who he is, and what he represents. From his growing up, to his training with Ra's al Ghul, to coming back to Gotham to take on Carmine Falcone, everything is is beautiful. Creating a new character of Rachel Dawes who doesn't feel out of place. She just fits right into the world. And also mixing the character of Henry Ducard with Ra's al Ghul to make him more grounded. And that is what I love most about this movie. See, even though the movie is a grounded action crime thriller, the technology in its world gives it a sort of a fantastical, a supernatural dark fantasy type of vibe, a supernatural feeling. It the movie pulls you in with its grounded setting, of course, but it mesmerizes you with its in-world mechanics. I mean, Scarecrow's poison gas, sure it's science, but it's nothing short of dark horror. Or this scene that feels straight out of Pan's Labyrinth. Damn man. Or Batman calling the bats in this scene. All of these has scientific explanation to them, I'm sure. But the way they are executed in the story makes it nothing short of a sci-fi, fantastical, almost supernatural, dark gothic horror movie. I know it's a lot, but yeah, that's what it is. Batman Begins is not a normal action crime thriller movie. It loves its characters, its premise, and it respects them. And it respects Batman. Combined with its setting of an always raining Gotham City, which is dark, gloomy, filled with crime ridden alleys, dark underbellies, corrupted people, gives it a dark fantasy feeling. I know I'm saying this word a lot, but that's what it is. I cannot get any other word for this. All of these scenes combined give the movie a puzzle like structure, with the final piece being none other than Batman. The atmosphere, the feeling makes the criminals the people of Gotham and you, yes, you, the viewer. It makes you think that Gotham can't be saved. And when Batman starts working, it really makes him feel like a demon from the deeper depths of hell, who is sent there to destroy criminals, complementing the line perfectly that criminals are a bunch of superstitious and a cowardly lot. And you know what? The atmosphere complements him, the tone complements him, the story complements him, and everything else complements him. Batman is assisted in his missions by Lucius Fox, who gives him all the tech, all the toys. But hey, listen, I know what they were going for here. They were going for a James Bond-esque version of Batman. Like Batman is Bond and Fox is Q. I literally, Q. In the comics, Batman invents his own tech himself. And why would he not? He's Batman. He knows every single science and arts that has ever existed. He has trained for years and has an IQ of 192. So, for the sake of telling a better story, I forgive the makers for making this change. I believe it's a good change. It tells a better story. It tells a better story and also doesn't undermine its lead character. But what makes Batman Begins even more special for me is the open ending. When I saw this ending as a kid, oh my god, my mind was blown. I was the happiest kid in the world. I mean, The Dark Knight has a great ending for sure, but there's something about this ending that makes me so excited. Makes me start giggling like a child who just got his favorite toy. This open ending tells you that the movie is over, yes, but there are more exciting adventures to come, more characters, and more exciting stories to tell. And for me, the best scene of the movie is where Batman gives one of his toys to a child, and it really shows that no matter how scary or how dangerous he might seem, he will he will always be there to protect you from something that he couldn't protect himself from. He will always be there for you. He will never let someone feel like how he once felt. Never let someone go through what he went through. He will always be there for them. The Dark Knight, as I said, yeah, it's a great Batman movie, but Batman Begins is really what the best Batman movie should be. Yeah, it didn't earn that much money because of the reputation of Batman at that time, but once it came on DVD, people realized how great the movie was, which in turn made the people very excited for its sequel, The Dark Knight, and they made it cross $1 billion, the first superhero movie to do so. But for me, Batman Begins will always be the best Batman live action movie ever. It will always have a special place in my heart. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do, share and subscribe. We have hit 20 subscribers right now as I'm recording this, and thank you for joining me. Also, please comment down below on what do you think of Batman Begins. Have you watched it or not, or what you felt when you watched it? I would love to hear your opinions. And if you have not watched it, well, this is your cue to go and watch it again. And thank you.